A wise person once said, you can learn from every loss. And Jackson State did that by losing to South Carolina State. And I told everyone, and I made a video about this the day after the Celebration Bowl. I said that this loss can motivate them to greater heights with the upgraded facilities and then recruiting going at a high level. It looks like Jackson State's roster is going to be a lot better than last season. And all I can say is, watch out. What's good, everyone? This is RawTruth Media, giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. Peace and blessings. Make sure to like and share this video throughout all social media platforms. JSU. They're not slowing down anytime. They're recruiting at a high level. They're setting up these elite camps, bringing in all types of athletes to visit the camps. They're just doing their thing. And yesterday, they signed 2 transfer portal players. First, Rico Powers, South Carolina. He did play his first year. I believe he played 9 or 10 games. Correct me if I'm wrong, by the way. And in his sophomore year, I don't know what happened, but he redshirted. So that's a different path for an athlete to take. But he's talented, he's 6'2", he looks the part. If you look at his film, he could start for anyone in the FCS. That's how good he is. Now, a lot of people are saying Jackson State has too many receivers and they can't do this or that or chemistry. Look, just like Alabama and other talented colleges, that's just the reality of it. And am I saying Jackson State's Alabama? No. But I'm comparing you to teams who have abundance of talent. And the best thing they usually do is, if they're still getting top-notch elite players, then you got to let them duke it out. You got to let them compete for a position. As you know, Coach Prime does not give anyone, I repeat, anyone, a position unless they earn it. This is the same coach that benched his own son, Shiloh, because he was late the first game. Remember that? Against FAMU. So if he's doing that to his own children, that tells you that he's pretty fair. And he will not be playing favoritism. But that's why a lot of people want to play for him. Not only for the confidence, the swagger, but he can relate. He doesn't sugarcoat anything. Now, some people are often offended by his truth, but the real ones have no problem with it. And that's all that matters. I'm sure Rico Powers, when he gets in, he's going to think that I got a chance, and he should think that. And guess what? If he is, as we think we know he is, then it could bode well for Jackson State even more. But this is what it's all about, full-on competition. To get to that next level, to becoming an elite program, you want every single position to be the most difficult to crack the starting lineup, to crack the 2 deep. You don't want to be that team where you got a couple of good players here and then deep in your bench, you have no depth. You can never win like that. And the next person I'm going to talk about, this is a good one, Daryl Middleton, former Tennessee Vol, 6'7", 305 pounds. a menace. He has a lot of potential if you look at his film. But learning under the coaching staff of Coach Prime, Dennis Thurman, and the D-line coach, he could. I'm not saying he is, but you never know. You never know. He could have a James Houston impact. And when I say that, I mean that someone who came from the SEC with the traits and played a couple of games in the SEC were able to get one-on-one teaching from coaches that have coached in the NFL. Example, besides James Houston, who we all know is a dog, and I know he's going to do well for the Detroit Lions. Look at Niles Gaddy. When Niles Gaddy was in Tennessee, I can assume that he didn't have the one-on-one teaching that he has now with Jackson State. And you see him get better and better and better, and he turned himself into a contributing starter. And the sky is the limit for that young brother. Just think what it could do for Daryl. 6'7", 300 plus pounds. Doesn't grow on trees. And Daryl Middleton could be a unicorn for the Jackson State defense. Freakish size. Can bat footballs from the line of scrimmage. Can disrupt the whole flow of a game. I would not be surprised under the tutelage of the Jackson State defensive coaching staff. They'll probably turn him into a menace. And let's not forget Katron Evans, who had a lot of great games last season. He's going to contribute too. The great thing about the JSU defense is they rotate a lot. So they're always fresh. If I was playing for Jackson State, and if I was a defensive player, that is, as long as I'm in the two deep, I'm not really tripping about if I start or not. That's just me. And I'm only saying that if you're an underclassman, because I know that I'm going to get in and get some reps. That's a defensive player's dream, to play on a rotating defense. There's only a few players on the Jackson State defense who will be on the field defensively for 85-90% of the time. When you look at Coach Prime's team, you can obviously see that it's an NFL model that they're running, both offensively and defensively. And in offense, even though it's an air raid system, it has pro concepts. Their conditioning is ran like a pro team. And that's appealing to any recruit. So is Jackson State and their team complete? Are they done recruiting? Even if they add a couple of more, on paper, this team doesn't have too many weaknesses. They only have one question mark in offensive line, but we can see the potential what they could be. But besides that, Coach Prime has to be somewhere smiling, because he knows he has that type of team. This is going to be a fun year for HBCUs. This is RawTruth Media, give you a raw content that you deservedly need, and I'm out.